Beginner's Guide to Operating Systems. With AI. Introduction to Operating Systems and AI. Hey there. In this module, we're going to learn about two really cool things: operating systems and artificial intelligence, AI. An operating system is the software that makes your computer run. It's kind of like the boss of your computer. It tells all the other programs what to do and when to do it. We're going to learn about how operating systems have changed over time and the different types of operating systems that exist today. AI is when a computer can do things that normally only a human can do, like understanding language or playing chess. We're going to learn about the different types of AI and how they work. And we'll also learn about something called machine learning, which is a way to teach a computer to do certain things without explicitly programming it. Don't worry if you've never heard of any of this before. By the end of this module, you'll have a great understanding of what operating systems and AI are and how they work. Are you ready to dive in? Let's start. Have you ever wondered how your computer or phone is able to run different programs and perform different tasks? One of the key things that makes this possible is something called the operating system. The operating system is like the traffic controller of your computer. It makes sure that all the different parts, like the CPU, memory, and hard drive, work together to get things done. One of the most important parts of the operating system is something called the kernel. Think of the kernel as the brain of the operating system. It controls how the computer interacts with all its parts. But the kernel can't do everything by itself. It also needs to talk to other parts of the computer, like the keyboard, mouse, and monitor. These parts are called hardware. So, the kernel and the hardware need to communicate with each other in order for the computer to work. For example, when you type something on your keyboard, the kernel needs to send that information to the CPU so it can process it, and then sends it to the monitor so you can see it. Understanding how the kernel and the hardware interact is important for creating an operating system that works well and is efficient. This is a basic concept that we'll keep in mind as we learn more about how operating systems work. So, in simple terms, the operating system kernel is like the boss that controls all the different parts of the computer and makes sure they work together properly, and the hardware interaction is like the conversation between the boss and the different worker in the computer. The operating system kernel and hardware interaction. Okay, so now that we know what an operating system is, let's dive deeper into how it works. You see, the operating system has different parts, and one of the most important parts is called the kernel. Think of the kernel like the brain of the operating system. It controls how the computer interacts with all its parts, like the CPU, memory, and hard drive. So, the kernel and the hardware need to communicate with each other in order for the computer to do what you want it to do. For example, let's say you want to open a website. The kernel needs to tell the CPU to run the program that can open the website, and then tell the monitor to display it. The kernel also needs to talk to the keyboard and mouse so you can type in the website address and click on the link. This is what we'll learn in this module, and it will be a very important aspect of building an AI-powered operating system. Are you ready to dive into this topic? Let's start exploring how the brain of the computer, the kernel, communicates with the different parts of the computer, the hardware. Types of operating systems. So, you know that an operating system is the boss of your computer, but did you know that there are different types of operating systems out there? It's like there are different types of bosses, each one with its own way of doing things. There are three main types of operating systems: single-user, multi-user, and real-time. A single-user operating system is designed for one person to use at a time. It's like a boss in a small company where only one person is in charge. For example, most computers that you use at home have a single-user operating system, like Windows or Mac OS. A multi-user operating system is designed for multiple people to use at the same time. It's like a boss in a big company where many people are in charge. These types of operating systems are often used on servers or big mainframe computers. Linux and Unix are examples of multi-user operating systems. Real-time operating systems are designed to respond to events within a certain time frame. This type of operating systems are used in systems that require quick response, like in control systems, medical equipment, and avionics. It's good to know that different types of operating systems exist. They have different characteristics and they are best suited for different types of use cases. Having this knowledge can help you understand why certain operating systems are used in certain situations. I've provided a diagram with examples of the different types of operating systems. This will give you a better understanding and a visual representation of the concepts discussed. Basic concepts of AI and machine learning. In this module, we're going to talk about something really cool and futuristic: artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning. AI is when a computer can do things that normally only humans can do, like understanding language or playing chess. It's like giving the computer a brain. AI has been around for a long time, but it's become even more powerful and sophisticated in recent years. There are different types of AI, like rule-based systems, expert systems, and machine learning. Rule-based systems are like a set of instructions, like a cookbook for the computer. Expert systems are like having a computer that's an expert in a certain field, like a doctor or lawyer. And machine learning is like giving the computer a teacher so it can learn by itself. Machine learning is one of the most popular types of AI. It can be divided into two types: supervised and unsupervised learning. Supervised learning is when the computer is given a set of data and is told what the answer is, like learning math with a teacher. Unsupervised learning is when the computer is given data and has to find patterns on its own, like discovering new things on its own. AI and machine learning are used in many different things you might not expect, like Siri on your phone, the self-driving car, or even in the medical field for accurate diagnoses. To help you understand these concepts better, I provided infographics that will give you a visual representation of the ideas discussed and to help you see how machine learning and AI are being used in the real world. Understanding AI and machine learning is important for the future. It's a very important technology and is being used in many different areas, and by understanding the basic concepts you will be better equipped to navigate the world of technology. Conclusion on operating systems and AI. Alright, so we've covered a lot of information in this chapter. Let's do a quick recap. We've learned about the operating system and its different parts, the kernel, and how it interacts with the hardware. We've learned about the different types of operating systems, like single-user, multi-user, and real-time, and how they are suited for different situations. We've also learned about artificial intelligence, its history and development, and different types like rule-based systems, expert systems, and machine learning. We've learned about the two types of machine learning, supervised and unsupervised, and their real-world applications. The main takeaway from this chapter is that the operating system is the traffic controller of the computer and that it needs to interact with hardware to make the computer work. We also learned that there are different types of operating systems and AI, each with its own characteristics and use cases. In the next chapter, we'll take this a step further by diving into how to create an AI-powered operating system. We'll explore the different approaches to creating an AI-powered operating system and the technologies that are required. Now that you've learned all this, I encourage you to start thinking about how you can apply what you've learned to your own projects or explore further the subject. Thanks for watching.